Motorcycle safety. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Dave Menser is here. Dave, say hello.
Good morning. Dave Menser, Vice President of Indiana County ABATE.
And Smitty, say hello.
Hi, I'm Smitty. I'm the president of Indiana County ABATE.
All right, so let's talk about Indiana County ABATE and motorcycle safety. This really is the month when we focus most on motorcycle safety because this is when people are finally getting their bikes out. Even those people who were holdouts, they look out, they see a day like today. Dave, they say, I got to get out on the road, don't they?
Absolutely. It's a beautiful day for a ride. As a matter of fact, if you want to have a ride this evening, ABATE of Indiana County, in conjunction with Sansos in Homer City, is sponsoring a bike night. We're having a bike night from 6 to 9. We'll have a DJ there for your entertainment. It's absolutely free. Come on out. Plenty of paved level parking for your bike. You don't have to worry about gravel or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And have a good time with like-minded people. Look over the bikes. Learn a little bit more about ABATE and what we do in the county and statewide.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Give the time again.
It's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's every third Thursday of the month through the summer. And May being Motorcycle Awareness Month, the beginning of the riding season, this is our first bike night for this summer.
There you go. And where is it again for folks that didn't hear?
It's in Sansos, which is the Italian Deli in Homer City, right on 119. It's on the northbound lanes.
There you go. There you go. So tonight they can join them. Smitty, let's talk a little bit about motorcycle safety, how important it is for the guys and the gals on the bikes and for the people in the cars and trucks who are out there sharing the road with them. Everybody has to pay attention now, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we're just trying to keep, you realize in Pennsylvania we still have a helmet law, but it is a modified helmet law. Mm-hmm. I think it reads if you're 21 years old and you have ridden for at least 2 years or you took the motorcycle safety course in Pennsylvania, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is the word we're trying to get out right now. And then as far as tonight goes, we're trying to get as many people to come out and play as possible. So if you have the evening off and you don't have anything to do, get on your motorcycle, come to Sansos and play with us.
There you go. There you go, Dave.
And let me add that motorcycle safety started right here in Indiana, Pennsylvania, for Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania Motorcycle Safety Program, which is absolutely free to the students, was initiated by a professor at IUP who had a great idea that if we educate motorcyclists, we'll probably have less fatalities and crashes. Mm-hmm. He didn't know where to go with that idea, so he partnered with ABATE of Pennsylvania, who lobbied with our legislators. This was in the mid to the late 80s, and we got a law passed that said we're going to collect a little bit of money from every motorcycle registration and permit, set that aside to pay for the motorcycle training program that's been ongoing ever since. We spend about $4 million a year training motorcyclists. I was teaching a class last night. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely free for the participants. It's a 16-hour class of classroom and on motorcycle training. So we're very, very serious about motorcycle safety as one of our main agendas. And we do that through partnership with the legislature, and hoping to get more motorcyclists to sign up for the safety program. Learn more about it tonight at Bike Night at Sansos.
Yeah, there you go. And Dave, Smitty mentioned something as well, and that is the fact that, when you talk about the helmet law, people might have the idea that, okay, I just saw a guy going down the road and he didn't have a helmet on. He must not have to wear a helmet. It's a very regulated thing, isn't it?
Well, that's true. You don't have to wear one in Pennsylvania, but there are rules that you have to go by. Like I said before, you have to have at least 2 years of riding experience. You have to be at least 21 and or take the rider safety course, which in Pennsylvania is free to you. Dave, you took your test where, Virginia?
Yeah, I took my test in Virginia a few years ago, actually about 10 years ago. My son took it with me. The bill that we paid for 2 people taking that test was $500. Nowadays, in surrounding states, that won't even get you one motorcycle safety training course.
Yeah.
So it's a bargain. And like Smitty said, if you're under 21, it's mandatory that you wear a helmet. While you're on your permit, it's mandatory that you wear a helmet. But adults make decisions for adults. And once you have the safety background, either through the training or 2 years of riding experience, if you're of age, you decide what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some of the issues that people might not be aware of, safety issues for motorcyclists? Dave mentioned, or Smitty mentioned, loose gravel.
Loose gravel's a huge one. Yeah, cars, wet roads are a huge one. If you hydroplane in a car, you feel the car move a little bit, and it usually catches traction again. If you hydroplane on a motorcycle, when you lose traction, you are no longer upright.
Yeah.
And during wet times, if the car is following too closely and the motorcycle does have an issue, it could get really bad really quickly. So wet roads, low traction's an issue. The one that I like to stress and impress, though, is something called inattentive blindness. It's a proven fact. If you're not thinking about something, it can be right there in your face, and you do not see it. Motorcycles are very, very prone to that. Half of the car riders out there do not see the motorcyclist. If you ask them, they will say, I didn't see that motorcycle. They would pass a lie detector test. So part of motorcycle awareness is educating the car drivers. The other part of it is educating the motorcyclists. Be visible, be aware, run with your headlights on, wear bright colored clothes. Things like that are very, very important to motorcycle safety. The other thing that's important to motorcycle safety is standard defensive driving stuff. Don't be a butthead.
I understand. That can be a big problem.
Exactly.
And the types of bikes that are out there are different now than in other years. We used to think motorcycle, all right, that's two wheels and off you go. Now you've got the trike, you've got the two wheels in the back, you got the two wheels in the front, you've got all kinds of different styles of bikes, and they all fall in the category of motorcycle, and therefore they're all things that we need to pay attention to, and the safety rules are really the same, aren't they?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're interested in a three-wheeled vehicle, Pennsylvania is unique in that you can get a three-wheel only endorsement, because many people just aren't comfortable on two wheels. But they like the open air, whether it's a trike or a Can-Am or what have you. In Pennsylvania, you can get a three-wheel endorsement on your driver's license that enables you to drive a three-wheeler, but you're not endorsed for a two-wheeler. And we have a guy in our club that has actually done that because they like the open air, they like the motorcycle experience, but maybe the balance isn't quite there.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you teach safety for those as well?
I personally don't teach the three-wheel course. We had our program interrupted a little bit with COVID. I was on the path to do that, and I still aspire to do that. But those courses are offered, and they can be looked up online.
Yeah.
LearnToRidePA.com is where you look up the safety courses.
Very good. Smitty, Indiana County ABATE has been around for a good long time. If people want to learn more about it and maybe join up, what do they need to do?
All they have to do is show up to a meeting or grab somebody that's already a member. Most of us carry membership cards with us when we're out and about. But we do that. And Dave was saying about the people the first thing you hear is, officer, I'm sorry, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Well, we do a program called Operation Save a Life. It is an ABATE program. And we have a video we show. It's called Monkey Business. And the narrator starts out telling you about this, and there's two teams of, I think it's girls, and they're passing a basketball, and the narrator tells you to count how many times each team has passed the ball or whatever. Well, right in the middle of this video, a gorilla walks out into the middle of the stage, pounds on its chest, and walks off the stage. And I think, what is it, Dave, 40%? I think
50%, yeah, but close.
Yeah, 40 or 50% of the people that see this video, you have to run the video again and show them that the gorilla was there because they miss it.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's just that easy. Well, they get you thinking about counting the balls, and you have a black team, white team, how many players are on each side, and then during the course of the video, while the gorilla is there, some of the players from each team leave, and they want you to pay. He mentions that too. He, wants you to pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many people never see the gorilla.
I would guess that it also turns around the other way as well, where people get distracted by the gorilla and they forget about the basketball stuff, and then you ask them afterwards, and they can't tell you how many passes there were, how many people there were, and so that's also a warning about distracted driving as opposed to focused driving.
And that's an example that we use in the safety training, both for motorcyclists and for non-motorcyclists, that you have to pay attention. If you miss a motorcyclist and you run them over, you're going to feel really bad the whole rest of your life. So you want to see that. But back to how do you join ABATE? You can do a search, ABATE of PA, and you'll come up with websites and Facebooks, and you can get the application forms on there. It's a nominal fee. And what ABATE does is three basic things. Is we lobby for motorcycle rights at the state level in Harrisburg. You heard a lot about the safety program. Alcohol and gasoline is another one. The procession law. Pennsylvania does not have a lemon law that covers motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
New York does, New Jersey does, West Virginia does, Maryland does, Ohio does. We're surrounded by people that have lemon laws. Pennsylvania doesn't. We're lobbying to try and change that. The other thing we do is the education. We talked about the Operation Save a Life. But the one we haven't hit on yet is the one that puts a smile on everybody's face, and that is we're a charitable organization. We're very supportive of Camp Arenda, a special needs camp here in Indiana. We're very supportive of Indiana Hospital with the Stuffed Animal for Kids program. Tell them a little bit about some of the fun stuff we do, Smitty.
Yeah, I called, our chapter came up with an idea that this was at Christmas time, and there's nothing worse than a child being in the hospital during Christmas. So I went to the hospital and I said, what do you say we collect some toys up, and then the kids that are in the hospital at Christmas, it might not be so bad because at least they're getting something while they're here.
Yeah.
Well, the hospital jumped all over the idea. Well, about a week and a half later, they called me back and they said, Smitty, we're not Children's Hospital. We really don't get that many kids. I said, well, okay, what are you telling me? And she said, what do you say we hand the toys out year-round? I said, what do you mean? She said, well, if you, let's say you have to come to the hospital for a test or an in-out surgery or something like that, and you can't find a babysitter for your child, bring the child along and we'll give them a toy. And they've been doing this year-round now, I think now for at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And the program seems to be going over really well. The only thing that saddens me is the toy has to be new, unwrapped, and that's the part that really jerks my cord, unopened. Because, here it is, in today's world, somebody wraps a stick of dynamite up inside and gives it to you, and you're thinking you have a toy, somebody opens the paper up and boom.
Yeah, well, you have to be
Unfortunately,
mindful.
yeah, that's the world we live in today, but apparently the toy program is working great, because last year we do a drop thing in December where we have different businesses that put boxes out and you can just put your toy in there. And then in July, we do a toy run where everybody to go on this ride, the only thing you need is a toy of at least a $10 value or greater.
Yeah, yeah.
And we give the toys to the kids that way.
Guys, we're out of time. We got to get to the CBS Sports Minute. Dave, once again, the event tonight is from what time to what time?
6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Sansos in Homer City on Route 119. It's off of the northbound lanes.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. You have a good day.
You too. It is.